There are many ways that the ACNC's activities help you and your charity. You may be already familiar with some. Let's take a look together. The ACNC registers not-for-profit organisations who qualify as charities through a transparent application process. We apply the ACNC Act and the definitions of charity and charitable purpose in the Charities Act. You are able to look up these acts yourself to see if your organisation meets the criteria.
The ACNC maintains a free and searchable online public register of charities. The ACNC Charity Register contains information about charities' purposes, activities, financial information, responsible persons, and the people they work to benefit. You can learn how to research a charity using the Charity Register in our short course, Becoming a Charity Board Member, What You Should Know. Data from the register regularly helps inform donors, funders, and the wider community so that they can support charities with trust and confidence. The ACNC works to add value to this data through conducting analysis and research, which is made publicly available. The ACNC only asks charities to report information that we need to enable assessment of a charity's compliance with the ACNC Act and regulation. In exercising our powers, we do not burden charities any more than is reasonably necessary.
The ACNC provides guidance and education to help registered charities understand and comply with their obligations under the ACNC Act, and to help organisations wishing to register as charities understand our registration requirements. This support is timely, accessible to different audiences, and provided through a variety of methods. We recognise the diversity of charities and draw upon the existing work and resources of relevant bodies. Charities can access guidance in a range of ways. For example, through web-based content, webinars, podcasts, a telephone advice service, online educational tools like these e-learning courses, and face-to-face information sessions. The ACNC provides resources to help the public better understand the work of charities and to improve the transparency and accountability of the sector.
The ACNC monitors how registered charities comply with their obligations as set out by the ACNC Act, the Charities Act, and the ACNC regulation. The ACNC works across the whole of government to address risks that pose a threat to trust and confidence in the charity sector. We proactively identify trends and emerging risks in the sector. When charities do not meet their obligations, we take proportionate action to the problem we seek to address. We discuss what all this means in a later section. The ACNC works with other Australian government agencies to reduce unnecessary or duplicated administrative requirements imposed on the sector. This includes ongoing work with state and territory governments to align regulatory and reporting obligations. An example is the Report Once, Use Often reporting framework. The ACNC Charity Passport enables authorised government agencies to access ACNC charity data through a formal information sharing process via a file transfer protocol. Allowing agencies access to charity data directly from the ACNC provides a streamlined way of data exchange for government agencies dealing with charities. It reduces the amount of information that charities must provide to different government agencies. In other words, charities can report once to the ACNC and other government agencies can then access this information when they need it. This diagram shows the data flow of the information your charity reports. Charities report information to the ACNC in 3 different situations: when registering their charity, through annual reporting requirements, and whenever the charity needs to update its details. This is all done online through the ACNC Charity Register. The public can search the ACNC Charity Register directly to find out about charities of their choosing. Data in the ACNC Charity Register is used by data.gov.au to contribute to research in the sector. The Charity Passport is part of ACNC's Red Tape Reduction Initiative. What you report about your charity in the ACNC Charity Register is accessible to other government agencies, so you don't need to duplicate your reporting.
Another resource are the ACNC Commissioner's Interpretation Statements, CIS. CIS are developed to help guide charities and the public on how to understand the law that applies to charities, including to explain the law made by judges, common law, Parliament, legislation, and any other legal issues. These statements reflect the ACNC's interpretation of the law on charities. Charities can use and rely on CIS to understand how the ACNC will apply the law to them. For example, if your organisation is considering applying to become a public benevolent institution, PBI, the CIS can help you understand if you meet the criteria. Charities that are already registered as a PBI can use the same CIS to check that they are still entitled to be a PBI. There are CIS on a number of topics, including health promotion charities, provision of housing, and Indigenous charities. See the link provided in the e-learning course to check out CIS on topics that may be relevant to your charity.